Cancer, diabetes, and ADHD. All of these are on the rise because of common ingredients in today's American food system. Today I'm going to talk to you about how the food system has dramatically changed over the past 100 years and why it isn't a good thing. First I'm going to talk about today's food. Today's food contains less nutrients than our grandparents' food did, and that includes vital vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help strengthen the cells in our bodies. Another thing that's bad is that we only eat 11 pounds of homegrown vegetables compared to their 131 pounds. Another concern is that we buy foods without looking at the ingredients, and when we do look at the ingredients, we still cannot pronounce half or more than half the ingredients in the food that we're buying. And most of those ingredients that you cannot pronounce cause cancer or diabetes. And one of these that's really bad that the government lies to us about is high fructose corn syrup. And that's the number 4 most dangerous cancer-causing ingredient in foods. Another thing to avoid would be sucrose, enriched bleached flour, white rice, white pastas, white breads, and anything that's white, bleached, or enriched. Go with whole grain bread and rice. Another thing that's bad is hydrogenated oils, and partially hydrogenated oils because they create trans fat, and they put trans fat in foods in place of fatty acids, which is what your body really needs. And the government does not have to label that there's trans fat in it unless the serving size has 0.5 or more grams of trans fat in the serving size, and so they lower it until there's no trans fat in that one serving size, and they'll put no trans fat on the box. So when you see that there's probably trans fat in it, you just have to eat more than one little cookie or cracker. Trans fats are dangerous because they cause heart disease as well as cancer. Another thing that's dangerous is sodium nitrate, which is in meats, and one big meat that has this in it is hot dogs. And the sodium nitrate makes it pink and it makes it look fresh, which is what we're used to seeing nowadays. But you can buy sodium nitrate-free meats in organic sections at grocery stores. For an example of foods that are bad are donuts. Donuts are one of the worst cancer foods because it contains hydrogenated oils, white flour, high fructose corn syrup, and sugar, refined sugar. Another concern is that we have a whole bunch of processed food in the American diet today, and processed food is any food that has been canned, dehydrated, or had chemicals added to it, and these foods make up about 60% of the average American diet. 10 ingredients that are 10 of the worst processed ingredients are palm oil, shortening, white flour, rice, pasta, bread, high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, sodium benzate and potassium benzate, which are found in plastic bottles, BHA, sodium nitrate, blue, green, red, yellow dyes, and MSG, which is mostly found in potato chips. Another thing that's actually really bad is, and nobody knows about it, is GMO. GMO stands for genetically modified organisms and are created when a gene from one species is transferred to another, creating something that would not be found in nature. It is not labeled on products in America, and the government hides it from us, and we're the only country that doesn't really know about it because 24 other countries have banned it from their country. An example would be Japan. Japan put it in their energy drinks before they found out it was bad, and before it got recalled, they had several severe mental damages to people, plus some deaths, so they banned it from their country for good. Other than that, the consequences are largely unknown. But what is known is that the endocrine distributing properties of glyphosate in the GMO leads to learning disabilities, ADHD, autism, dementia, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder, and can sometimes cause people to commit suicide. This was all found out by Dr. Swanson, who has a PhD in physics and worked as a staff scientist for the U.S. Navy for 4 years. She went into her research because she got really ill and found that by taking all GMO stuff out of her diet, her symptoms got severely better. So she decided to research about GMO and found this out. And the way that all this is different from 100 years ago is that 100 years ago, people ate vegetables, whole grain, roasted meat, fermented greens, and lean bread from cooked or baked flour. They did not eat foods with high levels of refined sugar as we do today. A majority of their foods contained plenty of proteins, natural oil, and did not have any bad cholesterol in it. Another thing is that a century ago, we did our own canning and our own preserving with natural foods and resources. We did not have pathogens and toxins in food such as E. coli. We didn't have chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes. We didn't have soil degradation And now today we have less nutritious foods or high energy usage for transport, and all this has happened in the name of cheap food. So for my conclusion, I think that the American food system has changed badly over the past 100 years. If we tried to eat non-GMO, organic foods like our grandparents did, America would be a much healthier place. Thank you.